What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norn Rad89 here, bringing you another video. And for today's video, it's going to be a fun ranking one, as this is going to be a director ranking video. Today, we're going to be ranking all of Brandon Cronenberg's films, and this is going to be especially a fun video because I have all of his films on physical media. He doesn't have a wide, huge catalog. That's kind of what I like about Brandon Cronenberg, is he's a director who kind of takes his time. It's kind of sad why he, first of all, had such a huge gap between his first and second film. I'll tell you that when I get into the films and everything and talk about them, but I think Brandon Cronenberg does an amazing job, and he's one of those directors that I have my eye on. So anytime I hear his name or he's involved in a project, I'm going to be there to check it out. So today, like I said, I'm going to be ranking all three of Brandon Cronenberg's films. So let's do this. Roll it. So Brandon Cronenberg is one of my favorite kind of horror directors, that modern horror directors, one of the guys that, like I said, I have my eye on. Anytime I hear his name involved in a project, I'm there. I've only seen one of these films in theaters, and that was because mainly the other two I wasn't able to see those in theaters. They were already out already. They were already on physical media. So like I said, by the time the third one was coming out, I knew and saw his other projects already, and I was like, damn, I got to be there in theaters to see this third project. But yeah, Brandon Cronenberg is one of those directors that he's the son of David Cronenberg, so he comes from a family of cinema, a family that's involved in movies. He's been around actors and acting in movies his whole life, and these films have some crazy, wild ideas in them. And like I said, all three of them are very unique. So let's get into this ranking video. And of course, these are just my thoughts, my opinions, my ranking. Please share your thoughts on his films down below. So coming in at last place, this isn't like last place, like I hate this film. I give all these films a positive review, but this is the weakest film, I think, in his catalog, and this is going to be Infinity Pool. This film stars Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth, and this is a wild one. Crazy premise about a kind of vacation spot where rich people can go, and if you have enough money, you can get away with just about anything in this foreign land, and that's what's kind of crazy. And this film speaks to a lot of stuff that's going on now, is where we're like, when you get to a certain status in life, you kind of are almost untouchable when you're able to just pay off people as much as you can, or you have such a celebrity status and you're rich. Like I said, this film has a lot to say, and it's got a lot of crazy body horror sequences. It looks gorgeous. The performances are outstanding in here. Where this film like lacks and where it kind of falls at the wayside for me is that I think this is Brandon Cronenberg's most ambitious idea. And what's cool about that is that it shows that as a director, as a writer, he's evolving and he has more creative ideas kind of festering in his head. But like I said, this is his most ambitious idea, but I think it's also his most over self-indulgent type film. You know what I mean? Where he kind of, there's just some moments where it kind of stretches too long, and I would probably say you could probably trim a good 15 minutes off of this film and it would tighten up a little more. But this is one of those movies that by the end of it, like I said, I kind of felt like I wanted a little bit more from it, but this is still like a 7 out of 10 film for me, and said a fantastic idea from Brandon Cronenberg. And you can see as a creator, as a writer, by the time you get to this film, because this is his third movie, his most recent film, you can see that he has a lot of creative ideas kind of festering around, spinning in his head. Next up, we have his very first film, and this is Antiviral right here, and this is the Severin 4K release of this bad boy. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous release right here, and this film is a great, outstanding outing for a first-time director. This is one of my favorite body horror films of all time, and a story about this film is the reason why there's such a big gap between Antiviral and the film that we're going to talk about next, which is Brandon Cronenberg's second film, is because this film kind of got critically panned and wasn't as popular as like he kind of wanted it to be. He kind of put a lot of effort into this film, his creative style, and he had a lot of passion for this project, and it just didn't get any praise or anything like that. So there's about, I think there's like a 7-year gap between this film and the film we're going to talk about next, because of creative reasons, because he kind of just felt like he couldn't be a director. He wasn't going to be a great writer. So that's kind of a sad thing about that. But that also means that there's a lot of care and a lot of development in all these films, because there's a huge gap between all these films. And that gives Brandon Cronenberg a real chance to kind of develop these stories and write these characters. And I think Antiviral is, like I said, probably definitely his most underrated film. And I think in terms of powerhouse performances, Caleb Landry Jones really brings it in this film. So I highly recommend Antiviral, and it's number 2 on Brendan Cronenberg of my favorite films of his. But coming in at the number 1 spot, this is no secret, because if you follow me on this channel or you follow Voices from the Mausoleum, this was actually on my 5 influential horror films, and it's going to be Brendan Cronenberg's Possessor. This film, in terms of the story, in terms of the ride it takes me on, and just the feeling I feel when I hit that third act in the last scene of this film, this is the film that stuck with me the most out of his films, the one that had the longest lasting impression. And in terms of the performances, like Christopher Abbott, and then we have Andrea Riseborough in here, who just slam dunk, like for real. Like, Brendan Cronenberg knows how to find actors and actresses that just go for it. That's one thing you're gonna hear about when, like, I talk about all 3 of these films, is that the performances are outstanding. They are complete powerhouses and people that are totally capable of carrying these films. And this is a film that has a very dark concept, is a crazy, crazy body horror film, and has some of the most horrific imagery I've ever seen. But it's shot in such a fantastical kind of cinematography way that it's shot like an art piece. The way that they film the scenes, the way that they're, staged, or the way the blood looks, the way the color looks, it really is a film that you can tell this is a director that has a beautiful, beautiful eye for cinematography and like the way that films are. And like I said, he's a body horror expert. And in terms of the creative, ideas that come out of this guy's head, like I eat him up. And in terms of his catalog, I think, like I said, Brendan Cronenberg is just completely impressing me with the catalog of different styles of films that he's going for. And I can't wait to see what his next project is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking of Brendan Cronenberg's films. Please, like I said, shout out down below. What are some of your favorite films of his? If you've seen all 3 of these, let me know your ranking. Or if you've just seen a few, let me know, what do you feel about his films, and are you excited for the future of his career? Because me, I am, because Brendan Cronenberg, like I said, in terms of him being a body horror director, his creative ideas, and the fact that he finds these actors and actresses that I love to watch. They really immerse themselves in these characters, and I love when a director does that. So yeah, he's one that I'm going to have my eye on for many, many years to come. But please like the video. That definitely helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Have that notification bell poke so you're notified anytime I drop a video. But most importantly, I want y'all to have a safe and happy day. Peace out.